you need your ass beat, you let me know, because I'm gonna be there too. You get me?
Yo, I know you've been carrying a lot, and I know you haven't said a single word about it. Look, I'm not here to fix you. I just want to have a conversation with you. Like someone should have done for me, or something I wish somebody would have done for me. You know, the series is called Brotherly Talk. It's because I needed this. I needed someone to sit me down or stand up with me, look me in the eyes and just say, you're not crazy for feeling like this. You're not a weak person and you're not behind everybody else. You're at the right pace. But nobody told me that. So now I'm doing it for the version that needed it. The younger person that needed it. But also whoever out there needs it too. Look, when I was younger, I wasn't looking for someone to be perfect. I just needed someone who'd be real with me, somebody who I could actually trust. And yes, I have my mom and dad, and yes, I have those examples to look up to, but my parents are a lot older than me. We probably have like a 40-year age gap, so the things that they've been through and the things that they've done are nowhere near what I'm going through. I remember talking to my dad and my dad being like, you know, this is exactly how we do math. These are the exact things that we did growing up. This is the yard work we had to do. These are the things we had to do. It's like, Dad, we only have a small block of grass. You had acres. We're not on the same thing. We're not doing the same things. And when it comes to business, the way that they structured business back then is not the way they structure things now. So when I try to ask for advice, those are not particularly the people that I can go to. And that's okay. But I wish I had somebody along the way and along the road with me to let me know that things are going to be okay. You're just taking it one step at a time. There were moments I felt like I was failing, that I was behind, but not because I was doing anything wrong. It's because I didn't know exactly what was right. I had no blueprint. I didn't know like this is actually right and wrong. And I know my parents would tell me, AJ, you know exactly what right and wrong is. You know how to go down that path. But the only person and the only people that were telling me what was right and wrong were my parents or the schools that I went to or the teachers that I had. Not based off of something that I believed to be right or wrong. I was following directions of somebody else without making my own decisions. And this is why the series exists in general. Because I know what it feels like to be talented and to know everything that you're, wanting to get into. You're driven, but you feel lost. I want you to know it doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. It makes you you. And I just want you to know that I care about you. You may not care about me, but I care about the real you. The one behind all the pressure, the one that's behind all the confusion, the one that is trying to pretend to be somebody else. Because I remember waiting for somebody to step in for me and act like this person, but nobody did. I had to become the person I wanted to be on my own. And look, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a long ass time to realize exactly what I was missing in my life. And see, I didn't need someone to actually come save me. I just needed somebody who understood what it felt like to actually carry the weight of everything and still not have exactly all the answers. So today I wanna talk about the 3 biggest things that I wish I had growing up. The things I needed from an older brother, but never actually got. And if you're feeling lost, disconnected, or like no one really understands your story, nobody really understands you, just know you're not alone. And I've got you. So here's the first thing I wish I had while growing up. The biggest thing I needed was guidance. I didn't need perfection. I didn't need some motivational speaker yelling at me, yo, man the hell up. I needed somebody to just sit down and say like, yo, it's okay. It's okay to not have it all figured out. This is something that's going to take some time to understand. I always had different fluctuations of weight, for example. I remember going through college football and not being the biggest guy. I used to start out being like the world's skinniest guy you can think of. My dad grew up maybe being 145 pounds getting out from high school. I came out of high school at 225 pounds. I didn't know how the hell to keep on that weight. I knew different routines because I happened to work for GNC at the time. I was getting all the products. I was getting all the proteins, all the pre-workouts, all the pumps. Sometimes I was just snagging some supplements for myself. So if you ever watching this video, you ain't hear nothing from me. I was getting all these products and being able to find a way to put on some size. Wow, people were always calling me skinny. AJ, you're too skinny. You have a high voice. This is not going to look well. If you playing outside linebacker, you need to put on some weight. So I put on some size, but I had that round, stomach because I was bloated. I was heavier. I happened to put on all of that weight, and then I went into basic training from the Air Force Academy, and I lost all of it. I lost 34 pounds. So I came back like super, super skinny. So when I was coming into football, I'm playing against guys that are 230, 240 at 190 pounds. I'm 6'2". I'm a lengthy guy. I can't be skinny at the same time. I'm gonna get bullied. So to have a guidance, somebody to teach me a way of how to do these certain things, how to navigate actually through life, that was the person I was looking for. Not because my parents are bad. Once again, I love my parents to death. They just did not go through the path of life that I went through. I was really on my own. I was in my own world. I was like in my own boat. The sea was a whole different realm than I was expecting. And so this is something that is very new for me. And a big reason I didn't need someone yelling at me all this stuff is because it's something I already went through. My parents were yellers. My coaches were always like that. So I already had a drive inside of me. I already had something that I wanted to push for more out of my life. I just didn't know where to go. You know, I can push hard all I want in football, but then where's that actually going to get me? I didn't have any dreams to go to the league, so that wasn't something that I wanted. So I didn't know exactly where to go. So I didn't need some motivational speaker, and I'm pretty sure you have a drive of your own as well. You just need some guidance on what things to necessarily do. And the part that really hit me the most was that all of these years that I had all of these things built up, I never spoke out about it. I never said anything to anyone. I was always the guy like, I don't need help. I don't need to talk to anyone. So the second thing that I wish I had was just somebody to talk to, somebody to speak to, because I carried so much on my own. I carried too much in silence. You know, there were nights where I'd smile in front of everyone and have this big ass cheese on my face. Big ass cheese on my face. I'd be cheesing hard, but I truly wasn't understanding or okay internally. You know, I was always that guy that was checking on the homies, checking on the guys, checking on any of the friends that are around, watching out to see how everybody else is feeling at a party or whatever it may be, even though I didn't party, but like if you're talking about social events, if you're ever going to hang out with friends, whatever the case may be. I was just that guy who was always checking on somebody else. But, you know, where were those people that were checking on me when things were tough for me, when I was going through all of my surgeries, when I was having all of my injuries, when I was trying to get into all these other schools but struggling with schools? Just having somebody to be there with me through that process was something that was tough. And something that I would always tell my mom and tell my mom and dad, and being like, hey, like I want a little brother. You know, I want a little brother, I want a little sister. I want somebody that I can take care of, that I can pass my knowledge to them. Even though I'm a younger kid, you know, at that moment in time, if there was somebody there, I can be able to tell them about how I was feeling, but I'd even be able to give them some guidance on what things they shouldn't do, what things, the mistakes that I actually made, to be able to help you out so you can exceed me. That's something I wish that I had. And there was always times that, like, I remember just joking around with them and they're being like, AJ, that's not happening. Like, you're not getting no younger brother and you ain't getting no baby out of me. And I was like, you know, now that I'm older, I'm like, I understand, mom and dad, I understand. But it's still in my heart, it's like, I wish I had somebody there like that, somebody that I could speak with, somebody that I can just be open with, and somebody who's around my age, that we can just have a real conversation and not have to carry everything on your own. And sometimes I think the strongest people end up being the best at hiding a lot of this stuff, you know, hiding everything that's going on with them, because they've built a tolerance of bullshit. Truthfully, they built the tolerance to handle all of these things and deal with it on their own, and they've made it this far. So why change it now? You know, why would I want to speak out now about whatever these things may be? And so be mindful of that, because I really believe that you are truly a strong individual, and you are one of those people that have never spoken out about some of the things that you're struggling with, never spoken out about the things that actually worry you, some of the things that I actually truly believe that you want in life, and something that you firmly believe you want in life, but you built this persona for so many years that you don't even want to bring it out anymore. One of those guys that kept things silent for a very, very long time. And it started to get to a point where things just felt kind of normal. You know, this is okay, I don't gotta talk about nothing. You know, the girlfriends want to beg and plead about what's going on. AJ, what's wrong with you? AJ, what's going on? Hey, I think you're not feeling the best. It doesn't seem like things are going well. Your friends, AJ, you good? You cool? Yup. I'm straight, bro. I'm cool. Football, things going bad, things going wrong, but every time that you were speaking before, anytime that you would talk to anyone before, they'd either spaz out on you. I talked to my parents sometimes and they wouldn't listen because they believed they were right. And I get it, everyone is living in their own reality, but I'm not going to deal with the response that I already know that I'm going to get. What's the point of me even wasting my breath? So I'm like, nah, I'm cool. And I did that for a very, very long time. And it took me a very, very long time to understand that is not always the best case. There are people there for you, but I also got to that point where I felt like you truly didn't understand where I was coming from. You truly didn't understand the pain that I had to deal with and the pain that I'm going through. You don't understand that. And that's the mentality that I always had, even with growing up. So I never needed help. I never needed somebody to guide me. But when I was failing math, when I was struggling with injuries, when I was out there on the field not knowing the plays, I needed help. But why didn't I just ask for help to begin with, to prevent myself from putting myself into these situations? This is a reason I wanted a younger sibling, so I can help them, so I can guide them, so I can protect them. This is a reason why I'm doing this for you, because I want to help you grow. I want to help you become the individual that you dream of being. You just have no idea of how to get there. Basically, I just kind of stopped waiting for somebody to like randomly pop up into my life and being like, AJ, I'm the guy. I am the guy that you've been looking for this whole time. That nigga never showed up. Like, the person that I wish, like, I have all of my homies and stuff now, and we can talk, we can banter back and forth, we could talk about girls, we could talk about relationships, we could talk about sports, whatever the case may be. But that person that I was wanting to be, that I was dreaming to be like, never showed up for me to give me guidance. So the only person that I could seek out was becoming that version, with being that person. I had to dream and think and plan out the individual that I wanted to be and talk to myself as that version. And I know it sounds crazy, but you guys dream and daydream all day. Like, this is something that you actually do already. But you only do it in the form that is bad. And that's something that I want to talk to you about. The third point is literally no one showed up for me. I needed to become that person. And you need to do that too. That individual has to have a whole identity shift. You cannot be scared of what these people are going to say about you if you truly want to get into this certain direction, whatever path that may be for you. If you're wanting to be this guy who is jacked out of their mind, looks extremely well, but can still do whatever things he wants to do, it doesn't look like a bodybuilder walk like this all day. Like, if you just want to be comfortable in who you are, if you want to speak confidently in who you are, if you want to be this guy who's making a lot of money, you have to act in a way that that person would be. If you are a person that has a lot of money, how are you acting? How are you spending? What things are you looking at? If you are a person who is well crafted in their physique, you know, what things are you eating? How are you taking care of yourself? What is your routines like? Not saying everything has to be like all the time. I know what that order is like. I know what that structure is like, especially being from the military, but that's not the way I want to live. I'm not trying to hub 2, 3, 4 my ass to death. Like, that's not the path I want, ever. I want to have a routine for myself that I can rely on every day, but I can also help somebody else out with and plan out with. I needed to become this older brother that I always needed, but that I always wanted to be. And now I get to be here for you. And that's exactly what this series is about. That's exactly what this brotherly talk is about. That's exactly what my other episodes were about, but I just never told you about it. I never talked to you about it. And this is the direction that this series will go in. It's just guiding you through this process. And look, I know you see these guys on there like, like doing all this yelling, and that's not that's not me. That's not the energy level that I have. I can have a higher energy that's going to be like this. I'm not here yelling at you. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that even needs that myself. So what the hell am I going to yell at you for? I enjoy joking. I enjoy cracking jokes. I enjoy talking to my homeboys, just being like, and talking about anything that randomly happens during the day. What other bullshit we deal with at work, whatever things we're dealing with relationships. I don't care about yelling at you. if we get to a point that is like, yo, we have a situation and we need to throw down with me and you, let's throw down, let's handle it, let's figure out the situation. But if we're in a situation where we need help or we actually need to grow something, let's lock in. Let's find out a path that we can actually do and actually follow along to get to the direction that we need. You no longer have to be silent about all these things. You have some place that you can speak out about. You have a place that you should feel comfortable enough to open up because of all of those years that you didn't open up. You should be able to act as the individual that you want to be. You should be able to feel comfortable being present in that person because this is the person you dream of. This is the person you actually want to be in life. So why not act as that person now? You know, you may not have the exact lifestyle, but you can live like that person. How are they waking up? What things are they doing every day? That's the exact direction that I want you to learn to follow for yourself. So through this series, I'll show you things that I do throughout my life that you can implement into your own life as well. This is not the almighty path, but this is a route that you can take. This is an option that you can take. Once again, this is guidance. This is just a direction. This is not perfection, because believe me, the way that I'm recording this, if you were to see this tripod, you would know damn well this ain't perfect. My room right now, in this living room with no furniture or anything now, is not the cleanest place in the world right now. And I wanted to make this video while cleaning my apartment, but it's like, okay, how am I going to give you my all if half of my mind is in folding my clothes and half is in talking to you? So these are some of the decisions, and see, these are some of the things you're going to be dealing with on a day-to-day. If you're a person whose mind rams like all over the place all the time, we have to learn to break things down into just one space at a time and learn to focus. This is something we will work on every single time. If this is your first time hearing a message like this, if nobody's ever told you it's okay to feel exactly how you feel, just know you're not alone anymore. You've got someone in your corner. You literally have somebody with you now. Somebody who's lived a life, felt exactly how it feels to go through this path, but come out on the other side. It's not perfect, but we're here. Look, this is just the beginning of Brotherly Talk. This isn't just a series, it's a space for the real ones, the quiet ones, the ones who've been strong by themselves for too long. So if this spoke to you, stay close. We're building something bigger than just content. I want to actually give you something, a piece of my life. Look, new episodes every week. Just going to be here with you. If you felt this, send it to somebody you do care about, somebody else who can make an impact with this. You can make an impact with, you can be the older brother to. Or just come back here on your own. You know, next time you need a reminder. If you need your ass, you let me know, because I'm gonna be there too. You get me? Peace.